Councils could save hundreds of thousands of dollars if they literally just did an independent feasibility study or report prior to hiring a whole lot of consultants and finding out the project cannot go ahead. Now in this video, I'm going to clearly explain how a concerned ratepayer in Auckland area has found out that they've wasted 6 figures on a project that did not go ahead. This is what we do in the private building world. This is what I do for my business. Watch this video, comment below, let me know if you find this insightful. Hey guys, here we are. So, David from the QS guys, I love doing this stuff and I want to make New Zealand great again. So this was a message from a lovely person that was obviously a concerned rate taxpayer and working in a council. So let's read the message here. Dear David, I'm newly elected board member for the, excuse my pronunciation, Kapatiti in the Birkenhead, Beach Haven, Glenfield to Totra Vale area. Now I've done a lot of work up there. I used to live in Auckland. This kind of waste irritates me hugely, but there's one thing that causes a member comes with a building or an engineering degree. We have to rely on our staff to inform us, which is my entire team. I'm not so sure about Devonport Takapuna, but I do know that George Wood was a policeman prior getting into council. All good. Fantastic. Thank you for your return of service. But do we want a retired policeman telling us what we should be doing for an engineering or a construction project? I would never go and step outside of my field. I would never go and give police or detective advice unless I get really, really good at my job as like an independent journalist, whatever. We have so much paperwork to read and discuss that we don't have much time for deep diving into a topic that's not easy to understand. Love that. Transparency. My only solution is to visit the site, use my eyes. Currently, that means I've been visiting tracks that require slip repair that's been so useful. I would very like much to learn more so I can spot red flags better. Fantastic. I'm all about learning. You're about learning. Good. If you have the time, could you write down your process you mentioned in this post so you can use it to share with my board members? Absolutely. Here I am. So this is my world, okay? So I used to come from a building background, as you all know. Then I stepped into the QS game, and then I've been providing information and free info for builders, tradespeople, developers for the last 5, 6, 7 years on how you can win more business, price efficiently, price in more detail, and win more business pretty much by being upfront and transparent, okay? We have a track to the beach that needs a wall stabilization. They quoted 95K. Love to know who they is. They included box part repair. I walked down that path. There was no box repair for the path. C, contractor. Probably trying to take the council for a ride here and charge a fee. There was no box repair, although I'd put a railing in for one section. I'd like to use the metrics on this project and 3 other walking track slip repairs. This is my world. Let's go. Prime example, okay? So I'm doing a lot of work in the UK at the moment, so let's use this UK example as an example, right? So I got this project sent to me on WhatsApp the other day. This is a development project. So this is very, very high level, but if you can do this high level stuff at a fantastic way, then the low level stuff becomes easy, right? So all we've got here is a 6-page document, right? I've got absolutely bugger all. We've got a floor plan, some areas, some basic 2 dwellings, what we're going to do with the site, and how we're going to look at what the costs of this are going to be. So this is a feasibility report. We are not doing a high-level breakdown BOQ, all right? So this is the level of detail we gave this guy, right? So a council could hire an independent QS firm like mine, the QS guys, and we could look at, cool, we've got the project information. There's the client details, so they would be the client. What's the project manager rate? So in New Zealand, it would be probably 65, 75 an hour in Auckland. What's the tradesman rate? How long is the project duration? 10 weeks, 8 weeks, less. What's the combined square meter rate? That's probably more equivalent for new builds and renovations. And here's the GFA of area. So the stairs, maybe 25 linear meters long, okay? We use that as like a benchmark in the construction game. So we use square meter rates as a bit of a sanity check. It's not good for pricing, but it's good just as a sanity check as well. We provide a trade summary, and then we have some notes down here. So the councils could use this as a form to go to their contractors, and they've got some notes. Feasibility report only, quotes and quantities and rates are based on a 200 square meter GFA. Now, I don't have measurements for this one, so that's why I've just put feasibility. But if the council hired an independent QS, they could go to site, measure it out, get an accurate lot of quantities, and break it all down, okay? X, Y, and Z. And then we go into the preliminaries. Now, this is what every council needs to be aware of. I understand someone at the council's got to project manage this stuff. So boom, first line item, project management. How many hours are we going to put away? And this is what the ratepayers need to see. We don't want to see all these endless meetings, endless stuff going around, and it's just like, why have we got a policeman trying to decide how to do a construction project? The council should just go, okay, cool. Well, the council needs to make a little bit of money to run and do their services properly, but it needs to be open book. So let's just say the council gets, I don't know, maybe a flat fee, $2,000 to look at this project, okay? Then the QS is going to come through and go, okay, cool. What's all the site insurance for the contractor? What's all the plant and equipment that's going to be needed? Do we need a digger? Do we need some site access? Do we need some site fencing? Do we need health and safety, etc.? Obviously, transport, waste disposal, skip bins, etc. How many skip bins are going to need to be there? Statutory fees and all these other design costs, X, Y, and Z, okay? Then we go through the dwelling, and as we can see, we're not going down into like lineal meters, square meters, like for each item. First floor structure engineered, I-joist, 400 meter centers, all that stuff. We're just putting a rate for all of those items. So councils could hire and pay $1,000 or $2,000, get a report like this with all the costs, the preliminaries in general of what the contractor should be charging them. Because right away, this just stings to me and says there's a contractor here trying to charge the council for a quantity and a line item that doesn't need to be there. So that 95 grand, is it really 95 grand or is it 45 grand? But because the council doesn't know, no offense, because they've got a policeman running the project, they don't know. This is point blank right here. As we can see, this is the feasibility document. This is what we do. And then we provide a work program, a schedule of works. How long is this project going to take and how do we look at it? So when the contractor is doing the work, the council's got like a bit of a benchmark to look at. It's like when you're, I don't know, in a rugby, New Zealand, let's use rugby as an analogy. They wear the monitors, the heart, so people can test their heart rates and see how hard the boys are working while they're at work to see if they're earning their salary, earning their keep. How can the councils have something like this so they can be checking the contractors' timelines and be like, okay, well, they're falling behind here, they've charged a fee here, we're not going to pay any more money until they hit this milestone. So that's something that we would do as well in a feasibility report, is put like payment guideline structures, when they need to be paid, what deposits they're getting paid, and clarifying what they're getting paid for. So that's the process for a feasibility report right there, okay? Super, super simple. Councils would literally hire an independent QS. Independent QS would go out to site, measure, quantify, give it everything up, hand all of this documentation back to the council. Then the council will go out to their contractors, preferably not preferred, and then they would get 3 quotes back to them, and then they've got a piece of data like this that they can measure and look at and go, why is this guy charged 95K? This guy's charged 45K. This dude's charged 60, but the independent QS that is biased, not trying to make any money, doesn't want to win the job, has said it should cost market rate around about 50K. Now we understand the builder, the contractor, they have to make money. I was a building business. You got to make money or you got no business. So then you can very clearly see what their percentage on top is what they're putting, okay? So like quote versus reality, here we go. So a little bit of just extra work here. Wall stabilization, box path repair, railing, preliminaries, contractor uplift. Like this is all stuff that a QS can go and guideline and outline and show this is what they need. Here's the quoted cost. This is the realistic cost. Are they being overcharged or undercharged here? Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. Council cost comparison here. This was just taking the per pothole stuff. We had a huge wide variance of the potholes. Why are we not just doing an independent audit across the country and just looking at, okay, cool, well, it's X amount of labor hours to fix a pothole this size, the materials needed, the traffic management, the project management, etc., etc. Process is super, super simple. So the councils wouldn't even have to go and walk to site to suck up those resources to do it. Just hire an independent QS to go to site, request the line item breakdown, you pay the QS, it gets back into 5 working days, then you've got a full quantified breakdown, a risk matrix, a program, how long it's going to take, etc., etc. Now, we might charge $1,000 to $2,000 for that, but if you've got a piece of document and we can pick up an error like this straight away and go, someone's trying to charge $55,000 for something that's not there, it's a pretty good damn ROI. I'd pay $1,000 to $2,000 to make another 55K. So I hope that makes sense. This is the type of detail we get sent. This is what we can produce with our market standards. This stuff here, this is just like, this is fantastic gold, but it's also concerning because this is potentially what contractors are getting away with every single day in New Zealand. I love New Zealand. I want to make New Zealand great again. Thank you very much. If you found this video insightful, please comment below. Let me know if you want me to something to order.